Yeah, that's... And we're going to do some Reddit reading today. Am I the asshole for reporting a child licking the sauce dispensers at Costco?
Better be reporting this shit.
Yeah,
the germs.
Right? Who's letting their kid
living
lick the
little
sauce
petri dishes.
I think Brett would have a heart attack if he saw somebody doing that. Like, anybody. So...
I mean, even with having kids, and the snot faces...
Oh. So...
Get your fucking tongue off of it!
Right.
Stop licking everything.
So, I went to Costco and bought a hot dog for myself and my husband. After waiting in line, I went to the sauce dispensers to get some mustard. I saw a child licking her fingers, eating sauce off of them, and then proceeding to wipe them on the sauce dispensers, where the sauce comes out, repeatedly the same thing several times with all 3 sauce dispensers. I decided not to confront the child or say anything to her family to avoid causing drama and embarrassing the child. Instead, I told the staff about the incident. A staff member came out and asked who did it, and I pointed at the child. Probably should have kept quiet, but oh well. The staff member confronted the family, which was a big group with 2 women and their children of various ages. The child who did this was about 6 or 7 years old. I saw her licking everything around her, and even her mother asked her to stop.
Oh, it's fair game, yeah. The mom, you hear the mom tell him stuff like, oh, God have mercy.
The family...
We're licking that!
The family then confronted me, asking why I didn't tell them directly, and went straight to the staff. I politely explained that my concern was food safety, and that's all, so I wasn't looking to confront anyone. They didn't believe me. They said I must hate children, and spent the next few minutes talking over me and not letting me get a word in. I reiterated that my concern was only food safety, and I don't want other people's saliva in my sauces.
Saliva sauces. It breaks itself down.
The staff member then told me they could easily check the CCTV, which seemed to calm the family down. I'm still frustrated due to the whole incident. I hate arguing with people in public and wonder if I'm in the wrong here. Am I the asshole? Edit. Just wanted to highlight that I told staff to get them to clean the dispensers. That was the reason. So, I mean, I don't think I would have confronted the family either. I don't.
No, that's the staff fucking job.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't fucking work here. Do I look like I work at? Do I look like I work at Costco? Like, do I have a fucking name tag on? Like,
not my job.
Yeah. What do you mean? I'm not.
Above my job title.
I'm not. And you know.
Not my pay grade. And the mom already said no. Like, stop. Like. Ugh.
Also, wait. Let me go back through here. I saw her licking everything around her, and even the mother asked her to stop. And this child is 6 to 7 years old.
You old enough to not know better.
Yeah, or like, what do you do in that I mean, because, okay. No, I'm so confused because I'm just thinking about, like, you know, any of my nephews, you know, 3 years old, he's not licking everything. He's being a little weird sometimes, but, like, he's not, like, literally, why are you licking everything?
Stop, get your tongue off of it.
Like, are you...
But these kids are nasty. I mean, you see them, oh my gosh, how were we? Somewhere it was like escalators and handrails and stuff.
Let's go ahead and see what a couple other people said. It looks like the main gist was not the asshole. So, not the asshole, the staff needed to know so they could clean the dispensers. Yeah. It's also not your job to parent that child or confront the parents. You did the right thing. I'm also curious as to why the parents knew that it was you that reported this. Yeah, who... Don't go to Costco. Apparently they'll throw you under the bus.
Let my kid lick the free samples of sauces all I want.
Yeah, the staff should have handled this very discreetly so that nobody knew that it was who reported their child, and that would have saved the confrontation altogether. The staff member was also a dumbass.
Yes. I think the staff member was the asshole here.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not going to go through a whole bunch of this just because, I mean, all of it is just like, what the heck? Why did they tell? But, this
Quit
one.
licking
I wonder
stuff,
what this one
kids.
is. So this one is, am I the asshole for telling my sister that if she doesn't like the living conditions of my place, she should leave? So,
What, is your sister freeloading on you?
let's see. She's technically my stepsister, but we're basically sisters and I treat her like one. I, 29 female, live on a tiny farm off the grid in the middle of nowhere. The only livable building on the farm is a smaller trailer and there's no power. I have to use the generator or plumbing. That's real off the grid. Damn, like, okay. I have 2 kids, 8 male and 6 female. Their father isn't in the picture and won't be until the end of fall 2032. I'm fine with the lack of basic necessities as I live off the land and I don't need much in general. My kids are homeschooled and I plan to do so until middle school at least. Recently, my sister, 33 female, got divorced and evicted from her place. She has 3 kids, 5 male twins, and 3 female. She had nowhere to go, and I invited her to live with me. Not even a week had passed, and she started complaining about having to use the outhouse, lack of water. We have a well with a pump and a propane heater that is small, so not really accommodating for a large family. And the fact that the drinkable water had to be carried from another well in buckets. Wow, that's wild. She also complained that we live far away from any civilization. Nearest hospital is 20 miles away, and if anything happens, there's a chance we won't be able to get there on time. Her biggest complaint is that I asked her to help her out on the farm with small chores, that I asked one of her 5-year-olds to bring me some water from the well, and gave him a small bucket. Wow, that was a really long sentence. I see nothing wrong with children doing age-appropriate tasks around the farm. I was raised this way until I was 12. I told her that if she's dissatisfied with the way that I live, she's free to leave. I'm not locking her up to be my slave around the farm. I provide her with free housing and food.
Evil stepsister.
She said that I'm trying to use her children for child labor and I'm endangering her life. We had a nasty verbal fight that ended up in us exchanging some really unsavory words, and now she's still sulking. I'm wondering whether I'm the asshole in the situation.
No, I'm an asshole because that was my sister. Damn right, and kids are getting out there working.
Well, and okay, so first off, yeah, you're staying there for free. And unfortunately, your amenities you're going to have to work for, and not only like do like farm chores, but I mean also like carrying buckets of water for
That's
drinking.
survival mode.
Yeah, that's real off the grid. So like, did you move in and just go, oh well, there's definitely got to be power? Like I'm pretty sure clearly said that she explained, like, this is how we're going to be living.
That's how we live.
Yeah, so she got evicted from her ex's place. So it's either live off the grid or be homeless. So, okay, seems pretty reasonable. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't want to be carrying buckets of water for me or my, what do you got, 3 kids? I don't want to do that neither. I don't want to do that for myself.
Right? But I'd be doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta do it for the cows. I gotta do it for the kids. Fucking Christ.
So, this one actually got like a full, like, the bar up the top that just says not the asshole. So, let's see. Is this like... Oh, this is a judgment bot? Interesting. So, OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I told my sister she has nowhere to go and that if she doesn't like the place she lives in, she should just leave. She lives in my place and that isn't baby proofed, and I asked her to do a bunch of chores around the place. She's dissatisfied with her living conditions. Yeah, not the asshole. She asked to stay with you. Was she not aware of how or where you live? She was aware. I've been living here since my bio dad passed away a decade ago and I inherited the property. What the fuck? What's your deal, lady? So she's sulking, but she hasn't left. Sister, you're endangering our lives, OP, so leave. Also, sister hasn't left.
Wait, how old did you say she was and she inherited the property a decade ago?
29. Wow.
Wow.
So, off the grid for a long time. Okay. Yeah, and hire a couple of servants too. Wait.
Cinderella.
I sort of... So wait, she was... Yeah. Yeah, okay, so not the asshole. Don't forget that OP is also enslaving her children, not just endangering their lives.
Only till middle school-ish.
Will I be the asshole if I go on vacation instead of my brother's wedding?
Oh, yeah. You're an asshole already.
I'm really curious to see.
How shitty is your brother, though?
Yeah, because...
If you're considering, you must be a shitty brother.
My brother Tom and I have never really had a solid relationship due to our age gap, which is 10 years. We didn't spend much time together, and by the time I was old enough to develop a personality, he was moved out of the house.
Tim was old enough to... Sorry, I just love that.
For the last 2 years, my brother and his fiancée, Sarah, have been planning their wedding, and it's coming up in September. I was asked to be a bridesmaid. I figured I was only asked as a courtesy since I'm her soon-to-be sister-in-law, but I still took it seriously. I have been a bridesmaid for the last 2 years. Okay, that's a lot of... God, why are you planning for 2 years? That's awful. Anyways, just a few weeks ago, I managed to save up to buy the $800 bridesmaid dress.
Jesus. $800?
Oh my God. Man, that's insane.
For a bridesmaid's dress.
Yeah, $800. Overall, in the last 2 years, between group outings to parties, dinners, lunches, clothes, etc., I've spent thousands of dollars. Eventually, all the girls in the wedding and I became extremely close, and I started to get hyped for the wedding. Sarah recently got close with her brother's wife, Becky. Last week, she dropped the ball on me that she no longer wants me to be a bridesmaid, and she would prefer if Becky would take my place. It broke my heart a little, but it's her wedding, and it's not my place to tell her how to run it, so I said it was fine. Yesterday, I went to my brother's house to pick up the bridesmaid's dress and was going to see if I could return it since it was within the time frame. Sarah was completely appalled and said that Becky was going to wear it since she and I are the same size. I said that was fine, but then she would have to pay me $800 for it. Sarah said Becky couldn't afford it, and I should just be nice and let her use it since I said I could keep it, and said I could keep it after the wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not even done yet, so...
What, bitch? I already want to slap you.
I explained that I'm not just giving away the dress, and I'm not ever going to I'm not going to give away the dress, and I'm not ever going to use it after the wedding. After some bickering back and forth, I just ended up taking it and leaving. My brother and Sarah tried to compromise with me and say I could be the assistant flower girl at 26 years old. I mean, okay, well, some places do that, but most of the time it's like a dude handing out beer.
Right, like, funny one, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same flower, girl.
I felt offended at the offer. Same.
Right, ditto. I'm offended for you.
Yeah. After I said no, and then said that Becky could give me $250 for it. What? Again, no, and I returned the dress and got a full refund. Okay, good. Like,
thank God.
So then, good
bullshit?
news. Then she can just go to the store and buy that one.
Fucking
right? Oh, but she can't afford it. Okay, so.
Right. That's, I mean, kind of want to pick your bridesmaids as, hey, they're responsible enough to pay for their own shit, which she clearly was. And then, oh, dick.
Yeah, I'm still not even done.
Oh my God. I'm already spicy.
I told them I understand it's their wedding, but they are going to be extremely disrespectful to me, and I don't need to deal with it, and I'm not going to the wedding. Today, my coworker said she has an extra round-trip plane to go to Miami, and that she'll sell to me for only half price. Plus, I would have to pay for half the hotel, and I can go hang out with her in Florida. The only downside is I'll be in Florida for the week of my brother's wedding. So will I be the asshole if I just go party in Miami instead of going to my brother's wedding?
Not after all that shit.
No.
Miami bitches, no. Here we come.
And I mean, so...
Oh.
So it really kind of seems like throughout the whole thing, the brother is pretty adamant about staying behind the fiance's back on kicking you out of the wedding.
Right. Bullshit. Fuck you.
So,
That's
yeah,
brutal.
Not the asshole. Go to Miami. A wedding is not an event where a soon-to-be sister-in-law and your own brother crap all over you and smile as you smile and take it.
Exactly.
A 26-year-old assistant flower girl? Really? How insulting.
Exactly.
One of the nice things about declining an invitation is you will not need to give a gift. A card of congratulations is all etiquette requires, and I think you've already overspent both literally and emotionally on this wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure
$800 for fucking dress.
That's crazy. It didn't cost us that much to stand in my sister-in-law's wedding, and we were both in it. So, like, my dress is over there, and it was $126.
Yeah, it didn't cost me that, and I paid for everyone in the bridal party for my brothers that was coming from the UP. I was like, I want to make sure everybody was dressed. Boom. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And all the extras go on to different places, and the...
So, and, like, I'm thinking, okay, so, for our wedding, Brett's tux was, like, $200, but we didn't have to pay for it because he was the groom, so it worked out. Because after, like, I think it's, like, if you have 5 or 4 groomsmen, after that many are bought, then they get a free
grooms
one.
is free.
Yeah. How nice for them. I mean, I guess they do rent, so, I mean, $200 for a day is kind of pretty shitty.
Still ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, my dress was, cheap, apparently. But, like...
It's still really, really nice.
Yeah. I don't know, that's crazy. That's insane. Yeah, definitely not. I would go. I mean, it's unfortunate. I wouldn't want to miss the wedding, but at the same time, like...
If my brother was like that,
That's awful.
I don't think either of our brothers would be like that.
We could hit the bait for this one. If you want to take a little draggy drag, this one is, am I the asshole for getting high so my relatives don't try and pawn their children on me? I live in British Columbia, and my family often hosts at their home because we live on a lake. However, I always seem to get roped into watching the kids, which means I don't get to enjoy my life when we have guests. My husband will drink beer, and his brother and dad and my mother-in-law and sister-in-law will go on winery visits, and I end up at the house responsible for my nieces and nephews. Oh.
Because they're all drunks?
Yeah, so they're
all
just
drunks
leaving?
going on.
They're just leaving. Wait, so wait. I don't get to enjoy my life when I have a kid. My husband will drink beer with his brothers and dad, so they're just drunk. And my mother-in-law and sister-in-law will go on winery visits, so they just full-on leave.
They're gone and drunk.
Yeah, so last weekend I made sure I was high as fuck when they showed up. My husband and his brother had to watch the kids because I was in no condition, and their mom was pissed at me because she trusts me to make better choices. I told her that my free time is valuable, and I wasn't free childcare. My husband had already had a few, so his brother had to stay sober. Poor baby. My husband thinks they should have tried talking to them for the 15th time instead of getting fucked up. I think they know now better than to not ask me, even if I want to watch the kids. So,
what the fuck?
So, like, now, it really just, it doesn't say, I'm going to see if it says anything in the comments about, like, let's see.
Just get a fucking babysitter, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, because, like, the problem here is like, are you just you're just leaving and just, just
abandoning your children?
Yeah, like, just leave the kids there and just, like, hope that someone's going to take care of them. And then, what? Like, are you...
I don't know.
That's just
this is the child drop zone at the fucking...
Yeah, yeah, right. This isn't daycare. Like, what is this fucking Kids R Us?
Right, Kids R. Old school casino. Like, here, put your children in these playpens in the front area and go.
Yeah, what the fuck? Totally agree. Bravo, chef's kiss. Oh no, Dad can't get drunk with the boys because you beat him to it. It's not fair. Wow, stop. Not the asshole, of course. Trusted you to make better choices. You did make the better choice.
It's the best choice.
I will die laughing on this hill with you.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Blaze another one, girl. What the fuck?
That's yeah. So the
although I kind of feel that as like when I was a teenager, I was you already got a couple kids you're babysitting, here's the rest of them.
Yeah.
The drop zone.
Definitely, for sure. I definitely feel that too. I think There was one on here I kind of wanted to save for the farm episode, but I think I gotta click on it because I gotta know.
Gotta know.
Am I the asshole for feeding my family organs?
Only if you know their names.
Okay, so I know the title sounds awful, but hear me out. I, 33 female, live on a farm with my husband, 31 male, and 4 kids. We grow and raise most of our own food. Once a month, my family comes over for a weekend. They help around the farm, feed the animals, etc. I'll cook for everyone using food from our little farm. Last weekend they came, and we had gotten one of our cows back from the butcher. We keep as much as possible, leaving very little to waste. My family helped put everything away, positively commenting on how much we had gotten. We have a separate freezer for organs. I don't know how big that freezer is.
I had a visual. This is the kidney section and the livers. I'll tell you what, like, a cow liver is huge.
That's crazy. I can imagine though, because yeah, they're big. They're big animals.
Oh my god, in the heart.
So let's see. We keep as much as possible. We've gotten a freezer for separate organs, which they know about, and have put organ meat away for me, so it's no surprise. This dinner I made beef heart and vegetable stew. It's cold where we are, so I thought a stew would be nice. My sister is vegan, so I made her a vegetable stew. There are a few food allergies, but I make sure to stay clear of them. Everyone loved the meal. No one asked any questions. I made bread and made butter, so it was all fresh for everyone. Wow.
Oh yeah, what a meal.
Yeah, right? Until my brother-in-law saw in the bin that I had used beef heart. He flipped out saying organs are disgusting and I should have told everyone what I was feeding them, and that it was a bitch move to feed everyone scraps.
Scraps?
The heart? That's probably like 10 pounds at least.
It's like,
yeah,
delish.
That's like, what, you just gonna throw that away? I mean, I've never had it, but I mean, I'm gonna assume that it doesn't suck.
Like with like deer season, we do deer heart, fresh. Oh. Fried in a pan. Screw you. Invite me over for dinner. Fuck that.
Yeah, right. Okay, so wait. So, let's see. My sister told him to calm down, but he kept yelling at me. Then everyone else except my parents jumped in and agreed. I told them if they don't like what I cook, then someone else can provide and cook the food. They kept yelling, so I asked everyone to leave except my parents. I said I would not be treated that way, especially in my own house. Good for you.
Damn right.
They all left, but blew up my phone with calls and messages, saying I was rude, I was a bitch, how dare I feed them organs, etc.
You fucking liked it.
My parents were fine with the meal. They loved it, but they said I should have told everyone first and I shouldn't have kicked them out. Shut up. And never in the 5 years we've been doing this, I have announced what dinner is. If I'm asked, I'll tell the people, but it's not a secret. But my family isn't fussy, we just eat what's in front of us. What I don't understand is, the month before, we had steak and kidney pie. Everyone knew what it was, and they all ate it, except my vegan sister, and I made her chickpea and pumpkin curry. Am I the asshole? No.
What? Absolutely not. You know, invite me over for dinner. Fuck them. They ate liver pie. Fuck them.
So... Okay.
Downgrading the heart, which is like the best organ to eat.
Yeah, I know, right? Saying organs, I feel like
nobody likes liver. What? So she made fresh butter for them and everything. Fuck.
Yeah, fresh butter, fresh bread, fresh heart. You know it probably. I mean, if they help them put it all in the freezer, then you got it like as literally as fresh as it comes. It came from the butcher. It probably, like. And then on top of that, like, it doesn't say that she prepped it while they were gone. I mean, I'm assuming. When I think of people,
they all liked it. They didn't even ask. Fine.
Yeah, I would have definitely asked. Now, if it was like, okay, so when I was a kid.
Roadkill stew.
Yeah. Oh, all the time. I mean, I've had squirrel and all sorts of weird stuff because, like, my grandpa would just pick up anything as long as if it's dead, he'd make sure that especially if he killed it, if he watched it get killed, he's taking it. As long as, he'll call the DNR, say, yeah, I'm taking it, and then he'll make something with it. So I've had, like, dead, like, roadkill bird and squirrel and chipmunk and, I mean, who knows. But, like, one time we were over there and we had ham stew. It was not ham stew. It was rabbit stew. And they didn't tell me it was rabbit stew because I had a pet rabbit. So I ate the rabbit stew, and then they were like, well, was it good? And I'm like, yeah. And then my grandpa's like, yeah, it was rabbit. And I'm like,
yeah, that's
wow.
how Kira was ruined with the roadkill stew because it had Bambi in it. Why'd you have to call it Bambi? And then I had to tell her that, that was the time Donnie hit it with the truck, and it went to the other ditch and had to bust out the baseball bat. Because, of course, we were on our way to baseball practice.
But so, I mean, like,
it was fresh.
So, I mean, I've never, like, I personally haven't, like, skinned a deer or anything like that, but what I was taught, essentially, is when it comes to, like, roadkill, you can see if the meat's bruised, just don't eat that part. Or it's just a little tender. Like, you know, depending on how hard it gets. But, I mean, like, not all deer can be just, like, eaten off the side of the road, because, I mean,
yeah.
depending on how bad they get hit, because I know one time a friend of mine ran over, hit one in his lifted truck, and like the whole deer went up inside his wheel well. And, like,
there was no deer left. There's deer burger 3 miles back.
I drove to work, and it literally looked like a slaughterhouse on the side of the road, and I was like, some got churned up, and then I'm like, and this was when I was working at the gas station. He's like, look it, and he showed me pictures, and I was like, do you do that on by the airport? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I was wondering where that head came from. Like, where was the rest of it? But so, okay, it ended up being not the asshole, but so
of course, since we're down for eating some roadkill.
But so, what blows my mind about that, though, is, like, to me, the first thing I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, so what? Like, we made sausage and used the intestines, and they didn't like that? Because I hate to tell you, but that's a natural casing.
That's what natural casing made out of.
Now, I would be probably uncomfortable with that, but only because, like, I just don't like sausage.
I love sausage, and I'm still like, oh, intestines, but hey, I hate it.
I mean... So, let's see.
This wasn't a giant cow tongue hanging out of the pot, like, hey.
I remember, I don't remember trying the, I can't remember if, it must have been cow. We had cow tongue and maybe cow butt when I was in the fridge when I was a kid once. And I remember my dad told me, I was like, what
that's
did you
a
just say to
tongue
me?
and that's some butt.
And he's like, yeah, I'm going to eat a butt cheek. And I was like, I was just like, what? So, I think we'll do
It's probably butt roast, which is not from the butt.
That's even funnier.
It's from the shoulder.
Okay, so...
what's we got?
I think we'll do 2 more.
Okay.
And then I think we'll do this one. So, this one looks shorter too. Am I the asshole for telling my sister her son is only special to her? This is going to be... This one's going to be spicy. So, I, 26 female, have 3 older siblings. This is about my oldest sister, Abby, 37 female. Abby has a son, 5, and I have a daughter, 1. Abby dealt with years of fertility issues and had probably 10 plus miscarriages. That's rough.
Yeah.
Then she had her son, and of course, he was Abby's miracle rainbow baby. We were so happy for her, but then it leads to Abby spoiling her son and letting him get away with everything because he's a miracle and he's special. Everyone has always bit their tongue when it comes to her son because of that. On Saturday, I had my daughter's first birthday party. It was mostly family, and a few of my close friends were invited, and I invited Abby and her son because everyone else in our family was invited, so I felt bad excluding her. So you wanted to? Okay. That's a vibe I'm getting from that.
Yeah, like rude.
Like you didn't want her there? I don't know. I mean, well, so how bad is her kid? Okay, anyways. We had different
1-year-old
activities.
birthday party.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay, all right.
Stuck on it, I'm bent.
Yeah, same. We had different activities for the kids to do. Abby's son didn't like any of them. He was upset. None of the presents were for him. He's 5, okay. So he didn't want to eat any of the food we had, and then he decided to try and push the cake off the table because apparently he was mad the cake wasn't his. I got super upset at Abby for allowing her son to act that way. She went on to say her son is special. I said her son is only special to her, which is understandable. But to everyone else, he's a spoiled brat, which shouldn't be overlooked because he was your special miracle baby.
Yeah.
Abby called me a bitch and left crying.
Well, you little special shit trying to push over the fucking birthday cake. Whoop your ass.
A few family members have since called me an asshole because I've never dealt with miscarriage, so I don't understand how painful it was for Abby to deal with years of that before her son. It's not that I don't realize her son is special to her, but it doesn't give the excuse for Abby to allow him to act like a spoiled brat.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So...
creating a monster. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe it could have been... It sounds like it was dealt with a little rough. Like, maybe we could have done it...
Maybe we could have handled it a little.
Yeah, it could have been a little nicer. Also, why is everybody enabling?
Dang, yeah.
Like, so, I mean...
If your kid was behaving that bad...
Okay, and on top... Let's just roll back. So, Abby is 37. The person who is telling her this is 26. So, where's mom and dad? Like, because, I mean, you're gonna, not one other family member, I feel like, I mean, because miscarriage isn't, like, something that's talked about really often, and I feel like people need to talk about it more, because it's not talked about, but I feel like, I mean, it says she had 10 plus miscarriages. Is she the only person in the family with fertility issues? Has anybody else in the family had fertility issues?
Right, it's been a whole family thing where since the get that this is the only person in the family that is dealing with that type of thing, and everyone's pouring their energy into that?
Or is someone able to at least lend, like, another, say, hey, you're not alone in this. Like, I've also had a miscarriage and also can understand the fertility thing. But so... down here, the first comment that I'm seeing is, so I have dealt with multiple miscarriages, and I do understand the pain. Still not the asshole. So... yeah.
That's where, reminds me of, like, Nikki had more than you could count on both hands, and... fuck them kids. You're not going to be a little shit ass.
Yeah, I mean...
like, I'll haul that kid out of there, no way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a baby's birthday party, their first birthday.
So, and on top of that, so let's see.
Just spoiled rotten brat.
Like, it's almost... I don't get it, because... let's see. So she was already, clearly was not interested in inviting her, probably because she knew...
yeah, the kind of
like, it makes
feeling
me wonder,
that it was going to be like that anyway.
This person has 3 older siblings, so it makes me wonder, like, are they the only ones with kids, too? Are there more kids around? How are those kids acting?
Right.
Like why is no one saying anything?
Yeah.
My family is so, like...
it takes a tribe type of deal.
Yeah, like it takes a
hanging
village
out
or whatever.
with,
yeah, but I mean, like... I just can't even imagine. If a kid was acting like that, there's no way that I'd be able to bring him to a family gathering and not one person is going to say something. I can't even imagine. If I brought a kid there and they were freaking out and doing all this crazy shit, and
a line of aunties waiting to beat his ass.
Nobody says anything, I would probably be like, is everyone okay? Like,
right.
What is going on here?
You all blind.
So yeah, the main verdict was not the asshole.
I fully
Opie's
agree.
sister is not the only one this happens to. I think the stats are coming in like 1 in 4 pregnancies. It can be tragic and traumatic, and sometimes that never leaves you. It's also something that lots of people can't or won't talk about, which causes its own issues. It's still no excuse for raising an entitled child that no other person can stand to be around. It could be setting the poor child up for a difficult life and a difficult life for those around him. 4 losses myself here, and I'm going in for induction on Friday for our in vitro wonder baby, but I can't imagine raising a child that feels entitled to everything. So...
yeah, it's that... too overboard entitlement.
It should be illegal to struggle so hard to make a baby and then totally neglect actually raising them to be wonderful adults.
Boom!
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right, all this time and effort to raise a horrible human. Why? Why?
We're gonna do one more baby story.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for kidnapping my baby, causing my husband to have a panic attack?
Interesting.
All right, that's a little spicy. Cool. So let's get started. I, 29 female, recently started working again after having my daughter 4 months. Daycare is too expensive, so my husband, 35 male, reluctantly agreed to stay home. It's important to know that he's been unemployed since 2021. He receives benefits. It's also important to know he's extremely lazy. He doesn't cook, clean, or help out in any way. I was nervous about leaving her home with her father, but I had no choice. When I came back from work, she was clean and sleeping. The next few times I came home, he was either playing with her, feeding her, or out with a walk with her. I was happy. A few days ago, my neighbor told me that as soon as I leave, the baby cries, and she cries for hours. My neighbor said that she knocked on our door, and he finally answered it. He was sleeping. I concluded that he sleeps all day, and it says right. I'm assuming it's supposed to say night. Before I come home, he pretends to care for her. I decided to take the day off of work. I left my home at regular time. I waited 30 minutes and then went home. Sure enough, he was knocked out of sleep with his stupid noise-canceling headphones on. I went to my daughter's room, scooped her up, and took her to my friend's house. I waited about 2 hours and finally called him to tell him I was coming home early. He called me back saying that he can't find the baby. He told me that he was going to call the police, but before he did, I told him what I did. He called me an asshole and a lot of other words too. When I got home, his mother was there calming his nerves because he has had a panic attack.
Oh, mommy, come to pat your butt.
So, she also called me an asshole. My husband decided to sleep at her house. Family members are telling me that I'm a terrible person. I know that it was extreme, but I don't know if I would consider myself to be an asshole. English isn't my native language. Sorry about the grammar. And then it says, update. Sorry I created this account just to post my story. I'm not a big Reddit user. I missed so many wonderful messages from people the last few days have been crazy. Once I finally told everyone what happened, many took my side. I bet. My ex-husband and mother-in-law still think I'm a jerk. My friend allowed my daughter and I to move in with her, which is nice. We were living in a bad area before, so this can be a fresh start. My ex-husband has not asked to see my daughter for the past week. Online, he's saying how I ruined his youth by trapping him with the baby. I don't care anymore. I'm in a nice routine with my daughter. I took her to the hospital and they found signs of neglect. I explained the situation. The doctor advised me to press charges against my ex-husband. I think I will. But I'm safe. My daughter is safe. To be honest, I probably won't come back on Reddit, but I wanted to thank everyone for everything.
Wow.
Okay, so...
Yeah, go you for fucking seeing and unseen. Oh my god.
Sleeping with noise-canceling headphones in as the only adult in a home caring for a 4-month-old? Absolutely not the asshole.
That was a 4-month-old baby?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If that baby is crying for hours too, like, that's like... I mean,
that's so
generally,
terrible.
To my knowledge, like, babies, you don't really remember a lot of things, but, like, that is something that ends up staying with you and ends up being, like, a...
lot psychological issues.
Yeah. Like, I remember...
Actually, my cousin, because his mom would, like, leave him in his car seat crying for hours.
That's crazy.
Crying for hours. She got sick of him crying. She put him behind the couch.
See, and, like, so when I was growing up, because, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm from a huge family, and, like, the rule was you'd never let a baby cry for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
like,
even as the like, self-soothing, you know,
yeah, like,
after so many minutes,
yeah,
10,
like,
15
it was, like,
you know?
it was, like, after 5 minutes, go check, see what's going on, see if there's a problem, you know, are we missing something? Do we need to be burped? Are we colicky? Like, what's going on?
Something a normal parent would do.
Yeah, and then if we continue to cry, you know, maybe another 5 minutes, and then it's like, okay, baby can't lay down right now. Like, that's what I was taught, at least. And I mean...
And you got neighbors reporting that it's happening for hours.
So you were lucky your neighbor told you and didn't call CPS because this is neglect and it's dangerous. I divorced my husband over this period.
Oh my gosh.
So
yeah, they would have both lost a kid.
If there's
thank
like...
goodness, lazy ass piece of shit dad.
Yeah, I was going to see if I could find anything specifically from...
I'm glad she did an update or an edit on there and that they're safe and everything. And...
Yeah, because...
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah, so I have been reading about complex PTSD lately, and I want to echo this for OP, which is original poster, by the way, if you don't know. Leaving an infant alone like that can cause lifelong damage to their ability to form healthy attachments to other people.
Yes. Psychological. Oh.
Yeah. That's, I mean...
Talk about, instant abandonment issues.
Yeah, and, like, so, like, okay, I want to... Part of me still wants to say that, like, just taking the baby was a little much. However, I don't know. I guess not. I mean, it sounds crazy, but at the same time,
I would have done it.
Yeah, it's not. It might, even if it sounds crazy.
Nice enough to say, like, okay, because you realize that the baby's missing. Go you for being able to want to call the cops, but yeah, I took the baby.
Yeah, I probably
took you that long to realize.
Yeah, she waited for 2 hours and then called him. I probably wouldn't even called. I probably would have waited.
Yep.
I probably would have, or like sent a text. Or no, I don't even think that. I think I would have waited
to find out how long you're leaving our baby crying.
Yeah, I think I would have waited. I would have just sat it out and waited, and then probably say she works like 8 to 5, and then 4 o'clock comes around. Is that when Dad's gonna call? I want to know how long. Like, I would want to know for sure, like, how long he's actually leaving the baby, not how long you went and grabbed it and then, like, you couldn't wait for longer than 2 hours. Oh, no, I am waiting. I'm going to see how long it takes. Is it going to take you 4 hours to call? Is it going to take you 6 hours to call? Are you going to call the cops right away?
Yeah, that's just crazy. It's like drunk
I probably would have called the cops myself. I probably would have called the cops and been like, hey, I don't know if I need to make a report or, like, how I do this, but, like, I just want to make this known so that if you have a man call and say that his baby is missing, his wife took him. Like, I'm the wife. I took the baby because I'm seeing how long my husband is neglecting my child. But then, like, I don't know. I think I would want to call the cops. I think I would want to, so that I know.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. Yep. Insert throw punch to that dad.
Yeah, that was crazy. I just realized, too, I mean, I didn't really look at a lot of their stories, but I don't think we had any assholes. All of them were not the assholes.
No, I don't think so.
I can't believe... Who's working at Costco that's telling fucking people who's complaining? You don't do that.
Go get your free samples. Shut the fuck up.
Like... Well, they were letting their kid get the free sample already. Don't worry. That's awful.
Kids are so gross.
Yeah, I can't even... I just think about, like, I mean, I've seen kids, like, in stores before, and they just, like, start licking stuff, and, like, most of the time, the parents, like, hey, don't do that,
Right, and then they will stop. 5, 7 years old, come on,
The other day, so this was, like, 2 weeks ago, I bought a loaf of bread, and I got all the way up to the front, and this has happened with, like, 4 different items from Walmart in the past couple weeks, like, frozen stuff, it's weird, but this bread was not frozen, and, I go to bring it up, and I'm like, weird, like, this, it almost looked like it was open, and then, like, I'm like, it definitely, somebody opened it, and then I realized that there's, like, a,
like, fingers squished,
handprint squish, and I was like,
what the,
I'm like, I literally came here for Walmart, or I came to Walmart for only bread, and now you're gonna, like, I literally looked at the worker, and I was like,
not
like,
buying the squished
and she's like, do you want me to go get you a new loaf? And I was like, yeah, please.
One that preferably doesn't have some child's booger fingers handprint in the center of it.
Fucking gross. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I feel like that was a good introduction. I'm really curious to see how. Well, I can't wait to do like a year-on-year comparison. Like year one, like a year from today, we'll have a different episode that's gonna be way different. It's not gonna have cords hanging everywhere. Also, this is a deer crossing sign. Oh man, we should have.
Oh, with the deer one.
Oh,
row count.
I forgot. Yeah. Huh. Dang, that was a missed opportunity. Well, anyways, for anybody who's watching, thanks. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ow, that was my shoulder popping.
Oh, I bet you heard that on the microphone.